All right, now here we go. Hello, everyone. How you doing today? We can sit down and get down to business here. Right, Bite? You gonna get down to business with me? How we all doing today? It's supposed to be a warm one today here in Texas. Been warm for the last few days. Pool. Actually went in the pool last night a little bit for the first time. It was actually nice to be in there. Went there a couple weeks ago, but it was a little chilly then. He's gonna sit on this arm today. Now he's gonna move over here and sit on this arm. That's just how he is. The arm is always greener on the other side of the couch, right? Hey, Nibble. You're just gonna wander around and go meow all the time, huh? Yeah, I think they're predicting like 95 today here. Good day to stay inside, right? Or go out and hang out in the pool for a little while. Like I said a little earlier, I was in the pool a little bit last night, guarding the treats. Ain't that the truth? I think if he thought he could get into it, he would. Wouldn't you? You always wish you had thumbs, don't you? Yeah. Do you ever get used to the Texas heat? I don't know. I don't know. I did notice that one of my leads was going out and outside yesterday during breaks, and it's like she's from Arizona. She said she likes the heat, but I don't know if I'll ever get to the point where I like being out in it. But you know what? I spent a little time out in it, and it's not too bad. And I got the pool, so good morning, Minnesota. Yeah, no thumbs here. Bill's in Redding, California. Okay, there you go. Heading home to the coast. My mom up in Northern California has been kind of saying it's been hot up there, but it's hot here now too. How is the garden going? Tomatoes actually have some little teeny tiny tomatoes on them now. I'll probably show that in the next couple days. Yeah, well, you'll see more of the living room when the videos come up. I got two more videos to put up. One will go up on Tuesday, and then you'll see the finished product on Thursday. But I'm happy with how it turned out. Yeah, you're right. The pool is a big help. Like I said a little earlier, I was in it last night a little bit for the first time. Well, second time really. First time that it was comfortable to be in it. 3-hour tour home through the mountains. That should be nice. Nice trip. Hello, Savages 48. Welcome to the chat. How's my mom? My mom, well, I always give the same excuse every week. I have my weekly call with my mom on Sunday afternoon. So, she's doing all right as of last Sunday. In fact, it's funny if you watch the video that let's see, was it the video that went up yesterday where I was putting the paper down? No, I think it was a couple days ago where I was putting the paper down because I think I started with the painting yesterday. Um, but if you watch the video where I was putting the paper down, I actually had the phone next to me. I was moving it along because I was talking to her at that point. Arizona heat sucks, huh? Transplant from the San Francisco area. Well, San Francisco and Arizona are quite different. So, it might be one of those things that you do eventually get used to. But pool makes it easier, definitely. Just got out of the sister's pool and it was nice. Yeah. Like I said, it was nice to be in it last night. So I'm looking forward to getting back into it. All right, Eric's making another video today. She was supervising the painting. Yeah, probably. Well, she calls it every week about mid afternoon, mid to late afternoon on Sundays. She knows that's kind of my off day. Kind of foggy and cool on the coast. Yeah, well, that kind of happens, I suppose. Where's Nibble? Nibble is around. She was out and about a minute ago. She might have headed back to her room, but I'm sure she'll make her appearance here at some point. Usually I shake the kitty treats and she comes around. Yeah, there she is, coming down the hall there. For those of you who've been missing Nibble here. Eric's one month break from YouTube was good for his mental health. Yeah, I suppose that might help. Yeah, it's good to have the room finished. And I'm not going to show you too much of it here, but you'll see it when the video comes up. Seems like I need to move somewhere. Oh, Yvonne needs to move somewhere cooler. Yeah, it's always nice and hot and humid in Florida. That's what you get when you live on a peninsula that has the ocean on both sides of you. You have two kitties with thumbs. Okay. Probably not enough of a thumb to be able to break into something like that, though. Head tooth has a purple thumb forming. Yeah, I've done that a few times. Supposed to get smarter as you get older. Hypothesis denied. Yeah. Well, yeah, it happens. Who is more friendlier, Bite or Nibbles? Actually, Bite is. Bite's more affectionate. I mean, Nibble has her moments. Nibble is more adventuresome, honestly. You wouldn't think so for a cat that's so timid of people, but if I leave the door open, she'll be the first one to go out. Living room looks great. Thank you. Thank you, Paul. Oh, yeah. I was in Florida once a number of years ago, and I saw the biggest spider I've ever seen in my life there. No alligators, though. All right, James Bond is here. Huge fan. Yeah, get rid of the Norton pop-up ads here. I got Norton antivirus on this thing for one thing to stop the pop-ups, not to give Norton a pathway into my computer. Always popping something up on the screen. Hey, buy this. Hey, buy that. It's like, geez, guys, that's sort of why I got you, on here, so I don't have the pop-ups. Yeah, look who's back, ready to show his butt. How many hours did it take to paint the living room? Well, in terms of the painting itself, it didn't take long at all. Um, probably a couple hours total. But it was spread over 4 days, and prep work was the first day, and I painted the ceiling and the walls on the second day, and then painted the trim, the crown molding and the baseboards the third day. Kind of tore everything up, and then kind of put everything back on the fourth day. But you'll see all that. See Nibbles out here circling the couch here, which probably means she'll come out around this side here any second, because that's what she usually does. She kind of does her orbit around the couch. Sometimes. So gullible. Yeah, see, there's the nibble. That one's for nibble. There's one for you. Gotta be careful. Nibble took that one from you. How embarrassing, Bite. You let Nibble take your treat from you. What is that? Well, where's mine? There's yours. Probably partly my fault he swats at her sometimes, huh? Let's see. Yeah, it's good to have the paint done now. It's nice to not have a gap in the, change in color here and have it going all the way around. I also got to finally hang up some of the pictures I've had hanging around. Well, not hanging around. That was part of the problem. They weren't hanging around, but got those hung up. So that was good to do too. It turns out I don't quite have as much wall space on this house as I did on the house in California. So we'll have to figure out something. I don't know. There's actually a section over the chimney here that I could probably, where there's some brickwork where I could probably hang something. We'll play it by ear. Yeah, at least Bite didn't swat at her. Yeah, I know. Any cooking videos coming up soon? I'm thinking I'm going to do a cooking video today. Something came across my timeline on Facebook that looked pretty good. Kind of a nice Texas thing that I can do in the Instant Pot. So stay tuned for that. I have a friend that has a 3D printer that help it. That actually would be a good idea. I didn't think about that. I don't know anyone that has one, but I made it work. It's a lot neater above us now, not having the wire kind of dang. I still got to take the hooks down. I still got the hooks up there, but it's a lot neater. And some people commented it's like they didn't even notice that I pulled the wire out of the conduit here and went around the fan, but you don't even see it here from this point because the fan's in the way. So unless you're actually specifically looking for it, you're not going to see it. And so I figure what I got is good. I don't know. I haven't thought about doing any more restaurant vlogs recently. I love my walls full of frames and home decor reminds you of an antique vintage boutique. All right. Well, I always thought it kind of reminded me of like a Chili's, but whatever. I got a lot of stuff for the walls, and so unfortunately, I got more wall stuff than I got walls. So we're gonna have to figure it out. We'll have to probably get rid of some things, but we'll play it. By ear. Get a tri-tip with olive oil and pepper rub. It was so delicious. Does sound good. What's the temperature in the pool? It was 85 last night when I was in it, and I expect it to get a little warmer because we're going to be in the 90s now for at least the foreseeable future. Do you like the time lapse photography? Yeah, I'm going to do that a little bit more. A lot of times what I've been doing when I do a project like that is I'll introduce what I'm going to do and then I'll go and do it and then I'll come back to it and say this is a finished product. But um, actually, I think it gives you a little bit more of an understanding of what's happening if you do it in the time lapse because then you can see it because it's boring to watch the whole thing in real time because it took me maybe 20 minutes to do these two sections of the ceiling and probably another 10 or 15 minutes to do this wall over here. But you can if I can do it in time lapse photography and speed it up 30 times, you know it it doesn't seem as long. Feels like 102. Yeah, well, it might be. How about Bite and Nibbles? Well, Bite is right there. And I think Nibble just went back to her room for a few minutes. She'll probably make her appearance again at some point when she gets hungry. 118. That doesn't sound like fun. That sounds like a good day to stay inside or a good day to be out in the pool. Hey, Jeff's here. How's it going, Jeff? Yeah, high humidity too. Oh, it's raining in Florida, huh? Yeah, that happens too. It rained in Northern California and soaked everything down. It was nice and cool for half a day. That's nice. Okay, 118 in Mesa, Arizona. Yikes. Okay, I'll live with 95, even if the humidity is about that high. Yeah, see, I told you she'd make her appearance again. There she is. Okay, about the t-shirts. Yeah, for those of you who didn't see here, I actually got a picture of it. Let's see. Gotta wake my machine up here. Glad somebody brought that up because I do have a t-shirt that's going to come out. That's going to be the image right there. Let's see if we can get it so there's no glare. That's a little better. Turn off that thing there. There you go. So that's my "That's Not How It's Done" t-shirt. I'm actually going to change it to where it says "Escaping the Mouse" there. I think I'm going to have them turn that to make that red. But other than that, that's pretty much how the t-shirt's going to look. It depends on how many people order them. But what I want to do, since this is going to be kind of my first one, and I don't have like a custom fulfillment company where you can order it, they'll print it and mail it to you. I have to kind of, get them printed first. So what I want to do, at least on this first one, is take orders for them, figure out how many we want, and then I'll go to them and say, I want this many large, this many medium, this many extra large, whatever. I'm going to try and have different colors. The image I have on the shirt here is see if I can get it be seen here. It's kind of a gray color, but I want to maybe have 3 or 4 different colors, and you can choose a color and choose your size. And probably the price, it might be a little pricey this time, might be $20 or $25. But that's just because, I'm not really looking to make money. I just don't want to lose money on the thing. And, it's all going to depend on, um, how many I sell. But I think it will probably start with, $20 or $25. I'm going to kind of see what their price range is and go from there. Did I design it myself? It's my idea, but I kind of went into the place and said, hey, I got an idea for a t-shirt, but I need somebody to help me flesh it out. So, that was the idea. We've actually gone through a couple versions of it, but that's sort of the one that we settled on. And that kind of, let's see, it's hard to get this up to the thing here, make it visible. There we go. That's a pretty good image. Some people commented I have kind of a Gomez Adams vibe to it. I think that was kind of funny. But it's my Back to the Future theme shirt, in case you didn't pick up on that. It's got kind of the Back to the Future font, and it's that scene with Doc Brown at the end of the first movie when Marty's trying to hit the wire with the DeLorean, and Doc Brown's struggling to get the trying to get the wire plugged in at the last instant. So that's the image I'm looking at. Like I said, I'm going to have the oops. Hard to do this when you got your back to it here. I'm going to try and have the escaping the mouse part on 2 lines, probably the escaping the on 1 line and mouse on a second line, and probably going to be in another color. I'm hoping to get it red. But other than that, that's pretty much what the image is going to look like. I want to try and do it overseas, but we have to figure out what the shipping is going to be. So if you're really serious about it, definitely commit to telling me that you're willing to do that, and tell me where I'd be shipping it to, because I'll probably have to go out and figure that out, where we're going to ship it to. Yeah, are you going to have to pay? Yeah, I'm sorry. They are a little bit right now, a little bit more than we want, but that's just kind of where we are. Like I said, it isn't so much about making money on this. I just don't want to lose money on it, and that's why I'm not just going out and buying a bunch of T-shirts and say, "Hey, I got them. If you want them, let's get going." Uh, yeah, sorry about that. If it is $20 or $25, I'll try and cover the cost of shipping, at least domestically in the U.S. and that kind of stuff. But we'll have to figure it out when it comes to overseas. Yeah, I do believe they're all cotton. That was one of my questions. I wanted to make sure we got a quality T-shirt. So what we'll probably do is when we start the orders, and I'll put a video up specifically, saying what they're going to be and how they're, how we're going to deal it, what the order period is going to be, and probably what I'll ask for is people to PayPal me the money ahead of time, and then once I figure out how many orders we have, then I'll have them printed out and we'll ship them. So that's kind of where I'm looking at right now. What, like I said, Nicholas, I'll put a video up in the next day or so with the details on it. And right now we'll be doing the money through PayPal. So that's the best way to do that. Um, and we'll go from there. Headed inside to eat. It's storming out. It's storming there. That's cool. I envy you. I love it when it storms. But you know, you got to see a good storm on my last video too. It's not raining everywhere in Florida. Let's actually look at the weather in Florida, see what's going on here. I always hold this thing upside down here. Get that thing not to go to sleep every time I power it down here. Let's see, where is it? There's what I'm looking for. Wait for it to come up here. My weather app, my radar app seems to be really slow on this device. Everything seems to be really slow on this device for some reason. Must be one of those things that it's getting old, and so they slow it down a little bit. Yeah, it looks like it's kind of just going through the middle of the state. Yeah, see, that's what the weather looks like right now in Florida. So let's see. So yeah, it's dry in some places, not so dry in others. Ceiling looks great behind me. Thank you. Yeah, it's we finished up the painting in here, so uh, I'm happy with how it turned out. You'll have to wait a couple days to see the whole thing, but um, put a lot of work into it. But I'm glad that this room is done now. Uh, Next, we're going to move into the kitchen. And that'll probably happen in the next couple of weeks. Like I said, I'm kind of at the point now where we're moving in and doing more indoor stuff. It's been nice to be outside, and so it's been nice to be out gardening and stuff like that. But now it's just too hot to be out there. So now we're going to do indoor stuff. 95 in Palm Desert, predicted to be 112. Yikes. Okay, Bill's checking out. Got to go take a walk with family. That's important. Yeah, I've been to Palm Desert too. Have I had time to use the pool much? I haven't really used it a lot yet, just because I'm kind of a wimp when it's cold, and it's not really been that warm lately. It's been raining a lot late in the last few weeks, and so normally the pool would be warmer by this time, but um, it's only really been really hot for like the last 3 or 4 days. I guess probably going on a week now because last week it was, but it's been like in the upper 80s, and this last 4 or 5 days has been in the 90s, and it's going to be in the 90s now for the foreseeable future. So the pool temperature should go up, and it was about the water was about 85 last night, and that was nice to be in. But it's a dry heat. It isn't a dry heat here. Holy cow! Be careful with the heat. You can get heat stroke. Yeah, I know. That's sort of why I'm spending a lot of time inside with the AC on. And this guy's back. No, it's no. I want to talk about the t-shirts. That's something we're going to talk about probably over and over today. What I'll do is I'll put up a video in the next day or so once I get finalized what the t-shirt looks like. I got one final change on the image. I don't know if you came in after that, so let's pull up the image again here so you can see what we're talking about. Oops. Gotta make sure I got the right one here because I think I got two versions of it up. Okay, let's get the image blown up here so we can see it. That's what the image that we're talking about right now. And like I said, I'll put a video up in the next day or so. It'll have all the details on how you can order one. A lot of people have, I put a link up on Facebook. I put one like a comment in the community section on the YouTube page. So if you want to see a better picture of this, that's you can go to either of those locations to see it. But that's what the image is going to be. And like I said, I'll make a special video in the next day or so when I have an actual copy in my hand. I've actually paid for a real copy of this. So as soon as we get the image finalized, and basically the only difference now is where it says escaping the mouse. I thought that was a little hard to read because it's kind of bad colors. So I think what I'm going to do is I've asked them to blow up the font a little bit, put escaping the on one line and mouse on the next line, and it's going to probably be red so it stands out a little bit better. But other than that, that's what the image is going to look like, and that's what the t-shirt's going to be. So, like I said, stay tuned. I'll have a link on or a video up in a day or so where I'll be actually wearing one, and you'll be able to see it, and I'll have all the details there. Yeah, those are the same gourds from the from the original garden, and they are actually really light. This one's these are starting to turn a little bit. They're starting to get a little soft, so we'll be retiring these for pretty soon. But this one actually is in pretty good shape. So I don't know. I'm going to keep them out as decoration until they're no good anymore. This thing is it's just a funky little jellyfish in a glass bubble here, and it's on a little light thing that you may recall I had the skull on that same light thing in previous videos, and that's just all that is. I just thought it was kind of something kind of interesting to have in the background. Everything in Palm Desert closes at noon because of the heat. Yeah, Palm Desert. Yeah, it's in kind of the middle of Southern California. It's over the mountains. It's in the desert area. White watches every move I make. Yeah, he does. He's kind of obsessed. He's my version of Jaw, aren't you? No brush? What if I do that? Yeah, now he wants the brush. Am I satisfied with the gutters after the rain? Yeah, they've worked pretty well. There's a couple little areas I need to hit with some of the water sealant stuff, but there's a couple areas on the ceiling I need on the where the house meets the patio cover where I got to do the same thing. So a couple places where it leaks a little, and that just might be, it's getting a little old age, but we'll get up there and we'll water seal it and it'll be fine. Yeah, living room turned out well. I'm happy with it. You'll like I said, you'll have to wait a couple days to see the final product because I'm not going to show you everything over there. Otherwise, there'll be no reason to watch the video, right? The square bite is getting larger every day. Yeah. Are you getting larger every day? Yeah, maybe. Looking at me like, why did you stop? Yeah, last time I talked to my mom was last Sunday. I have another call scheduled this afternoon, so I'll get the latest from her then. What's on my shirt? This is my Meow Wolf T-shirt. You may recall that when Jordan and I came here to Texas, when he accompanied me when I drove to Texas, we visited a place called Meow Wolf. You'll have to go check out his video on that. That would have been, May about 2 years ago, May or June, depending on how long, because sometimes he shoots his videos way ahead. So, oh yeah, John's thinking Simi Valley. No, Simi Valley is a little north of LA. Oh, the crepe myrtles blooming. I don't know what the crepe myrtles are. It's not fat, he's fluffy. Or like Cartman says, I'm not fat, I'm big boned. Jeff can't hear the audio, huh? It sounds like a good practical joke. I should just come on and, move my lips and like see who figures it out. One of the trees in the backyard. Okay, I don't know of any of the trees that actually bloom. No, it isn't Meow World. It's Meow Wolf, like a wolf, like the animal. Meow Wolf. And it was a art exhibit that was, what was it, New Mexico, I think, or Arizona. I don't remember. I'd have to go back and check myself. I think we did it after the Revenge of the Nerds video, so I guess it could be either. Looks like a crepe myrtle anyway. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the trees are in the backyard. But I've been here almost a year now. In fact, I think I figured on Monday or Tuesday, tomorrow or Tuesday, it'll be a year since it'll be a year to the day that I actually took possession of the house. It was still a couple weeks later that I moved in, but it was like a year ago on Tuesday when I actually, officially got the keys to the house. So it's been a year already. Insane, huh? Yeah, gas prices are up here too. They were what, $1.87. I think they're about two and a half now, which is, that's no fun. That's up, 50%. It's insane. Desert plants are best for the Palm Desert. Yeah, I'm kind of trying to figure out what does well here too. Um, in fact, I was noticing my Texas lilacs. In fact, I took a picture of those. Let me show you that. You may recall when they had them trench under my house, they had to tear a couple plants out, and I replaced them with a couple of Texas lilacs. And I thought for sure that they died almost immediately, but turns out they came back and they're actually blooming like crazy right now. They look really nice. Can't really see, but it's got nice blue little flowers on them here. That helps a little. Got to figure out how to manage the glare a little bit. I noticed last week they were starting to bloom a little bit, and they're like in full blown bloom mode now. How's the garden for the veggies? The tomatoes are going to town. In fact, I was out there last night, and there's three little about grape-sized tomatoes on there, so they're already starting to produce fruit. It'll be a while before they're ready, but jalapenos are another story. I don't know; they're not doing too well, but they're still alive, but they aren't growing really immensely. Uh, oh yeah, I forgot to thank you before, Jeff. Thank you before, and thank you again for the super chat that came through before. And I was talking about something else, and I forgot. So thank you twice, Jeff. I appreciate that. Yeah, I should probably just send you a T-shirt for free now because you probably paid for one. Yeah, I know. I've done so much in the last year. I mean, basically all down the hall. Basically, the only things I have to paint now left in the house are the kitchen and the master bedroom bathroom combination. So, like I said, kitchen's probably next. That's actually going to be a pretty easy job, I think, in terms of the painting, because there isn't actually a whole lot of real estate in there. It's mostly covered up with counters and stuff like that. So it's going to be the prep work that's going to take all the time. I might do something with these shelves too. I noticed that, especially the shelves here that are in the middle that are kind of over the window, they're sagging a little bit, and I don't think they were really installed that well. So I may do something with that while I've got everything torn apart, because I don't think those aren't built in; they're just kind of pushed into that corner, and so I think I could probably remove those pretty easily, get them out of the way, paint behind it, and then reinstall the shelves properly. A lot of the stuff, that thing there, that looks like something that came from IKEA. And if you know IKEA, it isn't necessarily the highest quality stuff. And the little brackets that they use to hang the shelves, they kind of sag a little bit. So I'm going to do something about that and make that a little nicer, I think. You've been watching the channel for your name is one I've seen over and over and over again. So yeah, you've been with me for a long time. You forgot when it started. Before it was probably before the apartment. Yeah, I mean, there wasn't a whole lot before the apartment because the first video I did was like in March about 2 years ago, and it was just really sporadic. I did one, and then it was like 2 weeks before I did another one, and that kind of thing. And I didn't really get to doing daily videos until about the time I moved. So I'm going to paint the kitchen a bright color. Yeah, yeah. I really like the color I had in the kitchen in California, and I'm going to try and match that color. That was a really nice kind of a bright yellow color, and I like that better than this kind of pea soup green that's in there. I'm not really into that color. It isn't right for that. I think the white ceiling. That's kind of been the theme throughout the house, and I'm going to that's going to be the constant throughout the house is the white ceiling, and so we'll do that in there too. But it's going to be kind of a bright yellow color in there, and I think that'll look really nice in there. It's really nice in California. I don't know the exact color, but um, I'll go and find it. A lot of this blue here and this blue here are the same colors I had in the house in California too, and I was actually able to find them because I had a paint chip of the dark blue, and I no, I had no, I'm sorry, I had I had a paint chip of the light blue, and I found the top of a paint can of the dark blue, and so I was able to bring those into Home Depot. And while the colors were discontinued, they still had the formula. So they were able to make them for me. You know, I thought Peg Tooth that you were joking when you said that because you've been a regular here for a long time. But I actually looked, and it's true. You only subscribed a few weeks ago. That's funny. Last Monday, you were looking out your apartment window and saw a stealth fighter flying. You live about a quarter mile from an Air Force base. That's cool. Stealth fighters used to buzz the cannon near my house in California too. I saw them a few times. I guess that was probably they were out of El Toro. Yeah, yeah. I was sort of a regular on Jordan's vlog there for a while. I'll pop up there again because I'm going to go visit him at his house at some point. Hopefully sooner rather than later. How many YouTube videos have I done? I'm coming close to 600, I think. And that's not counting the live streams. When was the last time I grilled out? I grill out a lot. Let's see, what was the last? I think I had salmon on the grill. I think probably last Tuesday or Wednesday. That's a pretty common thing, for me. I like fish, and I have some of that homemade salsa that I made. And so this time it was salmon on the grill, and I just coated it with a salsa, and that was really good. Started watching me after Jordan, and started watching Matt because of me. Thank you. I appreciate that. Matt does too. He's still putting up videos all the time. He's actually going to move ahead of me in terms of his numbers because I think he hit 500 just a week or two ago. He's still doing them daily. So used to work as a subcontractor on a military base, and everything there was tanks and ballistics and experimental stuff. A lot of paperwork. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, memory is a weird thing, Kenneth. You like Matt's videos, but not something you'd watch every day. Yeah, it's one of those things. It isn't something you put on and just sit and stare at it for a while. It's something you put on, you have running in the background. Like that. I have it running in the background right now. If nothing else, when he gets to the point where he's got 1,000 subscribers, then he'll easily, hopefully, have his what is it, 4,000 view hours or something like that, which is one of the requirements to monetize. Ah, who is Matt? Matt is my friend that I've known for many, many, many years. He started seeing me doing a daily vlog and decided he wanted to. He lives in Hawaii, and so what he does, he goes to the beach and he just basically puts the camera on a tripod, points at the ocean, and does like 20-minute videos of just the ocean. And they're a lot of fun. They're good to look at, and it's just a nice thing to have running in the background. His channel is called Island Horizon Videos. If you get a chance, go check it out. He's on YouTube. Just go Go search Island Horizon videos. Yeah, well, he gets 2 hours of view hours from me because, like I said, I have him running on the background all the time. Nancy's been watching me since I was in California. That's great. Thank you. The grass coming back? Yeah, I was afraid I was going to have to reseed all that, but it's bouncing back on its own. It's just thick out there. I guess I just have a lawn that's just a variety that grows really well. That was always a problem I had in California is uh, you get a bare spot and it never grew back, and it didn't help matter as much that I had Flash out there always eating the lawn. Because what she'd do is she'd pick one area and she'd literally just eat it right down to the ground, and it would never have a chance to grow back. This stuff seems to grow faster. So, yeah, Matt's videos are excellent for just background stuff. And it's one of those things, like I said, you can just put it on and have it run all night. Yeah, definitely. And if you get a chance, go over and subscribe, Sammy. I know you'd appreciate it. He's what 285 subscribers, so we got a ways to go to push him over the limit to get him to 1,000. Yeah, oh, definitely the rain is helping a lot with the lawn. But I think it's just a variety of lawn and probably also a very very fertile soil. I don't know if I'll replace the palm trees or not. The thing that I want, the reason I wanted those is because I literally grew those from seeds, and I brought them with me from California. But it's just whatever. I don't know. Palm trees maybe just don't do that well here. I noticed that there are a few palm trees around here, but a lot of them are dead from the little freeze we had here a few months ago. So maybe I'll plant something else into the area that is maybe a little bit more uh, suitable for the Texas weather that we get here. Good morning, Angela. How are you? Almost can't say that anymore. It's 11:56 here. Won't be morning for much longer, but it is for you. So good morning to you. Pray for rain. Well, we've gotten plenty of rain in the past few weeks, so it's been kind of a weird weather year this year. Everyone I talk to who's lived here for a long time says, yeah, this was a strange year. What with deep freezes, it snowed twice this time this year, and that one time where it was frozen solid for like a week on end. That was pretty intense. And then I was talking to a friend at work yesterday, and he says he and his wife's wedding anniversary was like a couple weeks ago, and this is the first time in the time he can remember that he hasn't been able. The pool he has is too cold for him to be in it on his wedding anniversary, and so it's just been raining a lot and cold a lot lately, so it hasn't been time for the weather to heat things up. But that's all changed now. It's been warm for the last week, and we've been in the 90s now for the last 3 or 4 days. So water temperature in the pool has gone up 5 degrees in just the last 48 hours. So do I believe in weather modification? Yeah, I believe it's possible. Yeah, well, the west out west is always having a drought. It's every couple of years. You're hearing about that out there. California is a desert. Yeah, thanks, David. I think it was a good choice to stop vlogging every day too. It just became obvious that the content was boring. It was boring to me when I was coming home from work and just talking about what I was doing at work, but I couldn't be real specific about it. So I was only talking in real general terms, and nobody was watching the videos. And it's just it just makes more sense to go do it just a few times a day and or a few times a week. And three seems to be about the right limit for me because then that means I can take days off if I want. When I was doing four, that was a little much because I have 4 days off one week and 3 days off another week. And so just to keep up, I had to do, every 2 weeks, I had to do two videos in one day. And so this way, I technically can have a day off every once in a while. Jan says this year isn't weird; it's downright bizarre. Yeah, well, that's good. I'm glad I got to experience it. It was a lot of fun. I know probably a lot of people wasn't so much fun, but Kenneth's Labrador, I assume Labrador Retriever, says hi. Very cool. Hi, Sonny. I hope you don't have a laboratory talking to me. That's going to be weird. Arizona is oceanfront property. Yeah, will be if there's ever the big one. Speaking of big ones, I don't know. I talked about it a little bit last week, but there's been this weird little earthquake cluster happening around the Salton Sea in California. And I was looking at it this morning, and it's still jumping around. There were, when I got up this morning and was looking at it, there were like seven decent sized earthquakes that have been registered around there just in the previous hour. No, no, and when Scott and Jordan came across, that was probably a month ago that happened. So no, they didn't stop by here. You were just going to ask me about that. I assume you're talking about the earthquakes. It's weird because, like I said, I've been watching it, and let's see if I can pull up the map here. Gotta get stuff out of the way here. This one. Oh, that's handy. Last time I pulled up the internet, it was on this page here. So let's see if we can get it to update here for me. So I got to refresh it here because it's only showing one earthquake. And I know there's more than that. Hmm. I must have a setting off here or something. Ah, yes, I do. That's why. Let's try that. Yeah, there we go. Now we're cooking. Yeah, you can see this funny little cluster around. Oh, now it just disappeared again. This thing's killing me here. I pointed towards the camera here, and it disappears, and I point it away, and it comes back. But yeah, you can see this weird little cluster right there. All these funny little earthquakes have happened in the last week. Zoom in on that a little bit here. Yeah, look at all those earthquakes. That's a lot of earthquakes, huh? And it started with like a 5.3, and there were a couple of fours, and then most of these are like, ones and twos. But this place is shaking, rattling, and rolling. And the scary thing about this many earthquakes is Salton Sea is right on the San Andreas Fault. So, that could be it. Could be nothing. It could be a precursor to something else coming. So, definitely gonna keep an eye on that. I'm glad I'm not there. Let's just put it that way. But that is all of Southern California there and the earthquakes that they have. So you can see there's a lot of earthquakes on that map. California probably has half all the earthquakes in the world. It's one of the reasons I'm glad I'm not there anymore. I don't like earthquakes. I've been through enough of them. Yeah, it seems that the coronavirus cases have gone down. I haven't actually looked at the chart lately, but the country is really starting to open up now. They say what 40% of the population has been vaccinated, so I hope we're on the end of this thing. But I think the number of small earthquakes may be a prelude to an impending larger one. They say in geology that if you have a moderate sized earthquake, about 5% of the time it's a precursor to a larger one. And in fact, when I was looking into this one around the Salton Sea about a week ago, I found out that that was the case on that one because there were a number of like threes and fours, and then all of a sudden they had the 5.3. So that could be, a precursor to a larger one. It could also be that it's releasing pressure. Every one of those releases a pressure, but you got to remember that magnitudes on earthquakes are logarithmic. So every time you go up one number, it increases by the strength by a factor of 10. So going from a 2 to a 3, the earthquake is 10 times stronger. Going from a 2 to a 4, it's 100 times stronger, and so on and so forth. So, it takes a lot of ones and twos to reduce the pressure of a 5 or a 6 or higher. Oh, California has earthquakes every day too. Just Japan is capable of having bigger ones. Yeah, I remember that in San Francisco. That was a Loma Prieta quake, and yeah, that was a big part of the problem was all the gas lines broke. You always hear that California will drop into the ocean. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen because technically everything on the west side of the San Andreas Fault is the ocean. Southern California is on what they call the Pacific Plate. So if anything's going to fall into the ocean, it's going to be the North American Plate. And I'm sorry, Angela, being up in the Seattle area, you're on the North American Plate, so you're going to drop into the ocean with the rest of us. The San Andreas Fault kind of goes up California and then it goes out into the ocean about San Francisco. So you are on the North American Plate with me, but I don't think it's going to fall into the ocean either side. You used to live in Hayward, right on top of the San Andreas Fault. Yeah, it can really shake. It's true. The thing that a lot of people don't know about the Loma Prieta quake, that was the one that happened in, I don't know, what was it, the 80s or whatever, the 90s. That was the one that interrupted the World Series in San Francisco that one year. The epicenter for that quake was actually like 20 or 30 miles north of San Francisco in a part of in a virtually unpopulated area. But the reason it was so bad there is much of the area, especially near the bay in San Francisco, is reclaimed land where they actually build out into the land, out into the bay, and the liquefaction became an issue. The ground turned to liquid. And that was what the problem was. Let's see here. There's nothing like riding out an earthquake on a waterbed. I bet. Yeah, earthquakes are no fun. Like I said, I'm fascinated with them, but I don't want to be around them anymore. I've been through enough big ones. I remember Silmar. I remember Whittier Narrows. I remember Northridge. That's enough for me. And the house I lived in California was um, about probably 5 or 6 miles from the Elsinore Fault, and I felt moderate-sized earthquakes off of that a few times. They have some earthquakes in Texas, but it's mostly on the west side of the state, and they're usually small ones, and they're usually more associated with the drilling for oil that happens there. That's not seismic. That's just they're removing all the oil, and the ground subsides a little bit. You're glad you live in Australia after hearing about earthquakes. Yeah, earthquakes are no fun. Okay, Jonathan's looked it up for us, and he's saying that Gene too says it was 1989. I knew it was somewhere around there. I was in the 80s somewhere. I thought. Where are the cats now? One of them's right there, and I don't know. I thought I heard the other one lurking around, but I don't know. We lived in the ground floor of an apartment during the Landers Big Bear earthquake. I guess I remember Landers too. Felt like the top floor was going to come down on us. Yeah, I know. I was, let's see, I was in my first apartment in California before I bought my house. And I was there when I guess it was Whittier Narrows. No, I guess no, it was Northridge. It was the Northridge quake. And I was afraid because I was on the second floor then. And actually, the apartment I was in was sort of like the big news story about the Northridge quake was that there was that apartment complex in Northridge that collapsed, and a lot of people died there. Most of the deaths in that quake happened in that one apartment complex. And I lived in the same kind of an apartment complex. What ended up happening is it was, a two-story apartment, and then underneath it was the garage, where people park their cars, and everything just kind of pancaked in. And I was in the same kind of an apartment as the ones that collapsed in Northridge. So fortunately, I didn't know about that story until after it happened, but that was not a lot of fun. Bite is showing his butt. Bite is always showing his butt. Oh, I see Nibble is kind of making her appearance again, off in a distance as usual. I think Bite likes to pretend he's the Sphinx, right? Are you the Sphinx? Here's one for you, Nibble. Oops, that's why I don't play baseball. Yeah, dang, twice in a row. I'm horrible at this. There you go. That one's for you, Nibble. That one too. You just got to make sure you arc it over Bite so that he doesn't get it. Oh, Bite got that one. Oh well. Nibble got a couple. So let's see what's going on here. Your husband worked for LA DWP. Didn't see him for a week after. I bet. I bet you DWP was really busy during that time. No, I haven't really used the telescope a lot. Does Nibble cuddle with me when I'm off camera? No, no. She about the closest she'll get to me is if I'm sitting in the chair and I'm dishing out the kitty treat. She'll come up and take food out of my hand, but that's about it. She doesn't like to be handled. Do the kitties ever claw at the couch? No, no, they don't really. Do I have any damage to my house that need to be repaired? No, no. 89. If that was Northridge, yeah, I don't think there've been any big earthquakes um, since I moved into my house because uh, there was that one and there was one in '94, and both of those were before I had the house. I don't think there were any big earthquakes um, in my house in California. I felt a few small ones. Like I said, I used to live about 3 or 4 miles from the Elsinore Fault, and I felt little quakes on that from time to time. They usually were in the order of three or something, not a huge one. Yeah, Bidle's such a gentleman. You never know. What's my favorite ice cream? I've been eating a lot of mint chocolate chip. I love that with the dark chocolate in it. Bluebell ice cream is a big one here, and I can tell why. It's really tasty. What time of year do I think I'll visit Jordan? I don't know. I'd like to go this summer. What I want to do, I think, is maybe just take one day off of work and go on my long weekend. Because I think at that point I could fly down there maybe the night off after I get off of work, fly down there that night, maybe and then have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then fly back on Thursday and go back to work on Friday. I don't remember seeing a Brum's ice cream. Maybe, but like I said, I found the Bluebell and I really like the Bluebell, so I've been eating that pretty regularly. I don't eat a lot of ice cream, but that is a good one. Yeah, I'm not gonna just because Jordan wants to kind of keep his new home location a secret. I'm not gonna really comment on what the flight time will, if it's more or less or what. Um, the cats will be fine for a couple of days. When I was flying home to California, when my father was sick, I'd go home for a week at a time and they'd be fine. They'll do just fine here. I'll leave them plenty of food and plenty of water. They'll love having the place to themselves. Now, when it comes to going back to California to get Flash and that, I'm gonna probably be gone for a couple of weeks at that point. So I haven't decided yet. I'm either gonna ask one of the neighbors across the street. They got a couple of young kids that would probably enjoy taking care of the cats, or I may have them boarded somewhere. Yeah, I agree with you, Jan. Bluebell ice cream is awesome. Exactly, David. If Jordan wants people to know, then he'll say something. Okay, Jonathan says he moved to Plano and Brums is everywhere. I'll look for it. Like I said, I don't buy a lot of ice cream, and I'd heard of Bluebell and it seemed to be really popular, and I tried it and I really liked it. So I haven't really looked anywhere else. Yeah, I agree, and it'll probably be more personal care if you're boarding them. They're just going to be in a cage. If it's a neighbor taking care of them, they'll be in their own home and they'll be more comfortable. It'll be less traumatizing. Plus the fact I think I'll be able to bribe the kids with pool access. So we're not commenting on that. That's not necessarily right or wrong, but Jordan doesn't want people even speculating on that. So what's my thoughts on reverse tie dye? I don't know what that is. So I don't have any thoughts on it. Jim Varney was the original spokesman for Brums. I didn't know that. Of course, I didn't. I never heard of Brum's ice cream so far as I know. Do I miss my friends from California? Yeah, but when I go there, that's one of the things I want to do is I visit them. The most of the friends I have in California, I only visited once a year anyway. So any spoilers on my next outdoor vlog? No, not necessarily. I don't know. It'll depend on the weather because right now, like I said, it's in the 90s during the day and it's really hot and humid out. So I don't know what I'll do. We'll figure it out. Trust me, you'll be the first to know when I do. Yeah, well, what I'll do is, we'll make sure that if the kids use the pool, that the parents are there. Yeah, I'm definitely going to work with the parents before I do that because the kids are, I don't know, 10 years old or something like that. I'll talk to the parents and make sure they're cool with it first, and I'll throw the pool in there as an option, and they can make the decision whether they want to take advantage of that. If you don't love ice cream, you're not human. Okay, well, I'm in good shape then, huh? Bribe them with candy, ice cream, and the pool. That sounds a little creepy, actually. All I need now is some like creepy looking van to fill in the whole image here. Well, like I said, Gloria, I'll talk to the parents first, and it'll be their decision what happens there. I'll offer it to the parents if they want to use it and take responsibility for it, then that's fine. It's a different situation too because mine isn't a pool because they can touch the bottom. It's only 3.5 feet deep, and all the kids are taller than that. So it's not like they're likely to drown in there. You enjoy making homemade ice cream. Yeah, I think I did that once when I was a kid, but you know, haven't done it in a long time. Yeah, that would definitely fill in the image peg tooth. You do it for ice cream and pool access. There you go. Like I said, I'll work with the parents, make sure they're cool with it, and we'll go from there. If they want to use it, then they may. Anything going on tonight? Probably going to do a cooking video today. I saw something come across my Facebook profile timeline, and it looked like a good recipe I want to try. So we're going to try that, I think, today. Give Bite a belly rub. Bite's not here right now, so maybe Eric can help. Yeah, maybe. Except he's got all sorts of cats already. He was, I think, saying last week he's got like 4 or 6 cats, a couple indoor cats, a couple outdoor cats. Eric's turning into a crazy cat lady. What you miss is, I think I used to put out a video on Sunday. My schedule used to be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and I stopped the Sunday ones just because, you know, it meant that I needed to do 4 a week, and when every other week I only had 3 days off, that meant one week I had to do two in a day. It was a little too much, so yeah, sorry, I can't do them every day or do them every Sunday. Any ghosts in my house? Not that I'm aware of. You're a crazy dog lady. You have four. Okay. You keep hearing the pool cleaning products went way up. Yeah, I noticed that with the chlorine tabs and the shock chemical. It's a little bit expensive, but you only have to do it a couple times, a couple times, or once a week now at this point. Yeah, now the cats will go anywhere. I have 2 cats right now, but it wasn't by plan. They just kind of came as a set. Well, the only plywood that I ever work with is oak plywood, and so that's or red oak plywood because that's I usually use it for construction. That's what what this is made of. That's what the desk is made of. That's what I work with, and that was usually about $40 for a 4 foot by 8 foot sheet, and I was looking at it recently. It's about $65 now, so it's up a bit. It's up quite a bit. How's the squirrel situation? Um, yeah, I mean the squirrels are still around. I'm going to see what happens with them and the tomatoes. At this point, the tomatoes aren't growing enough that they're going to be of any attraction to the squirrels. But I fear that they may be at some point. So we'll have to figure out how that works. Work at a restaurant that was haunted back in the '80s. Closest I've ever been to that to haunted houses was that house down the street from um, the Manson house, well, the Tate house actually, Tate Polanski house on Cielo Drive, and I didn't feel anything there. Actually, the Winchester Mystery House is supposed to be haunted too. I didn't feel anything there either. How often do I have to clean the pool? Well, I have just a little robot that I turn on that goes and kind of vacuums everything up. And it's on an as-needed basis. I've been doing it a lot lately because one of the local trees has been dropping gunk in there because of all the rain that we've had recently. But I think I finally got most of it swept out of there. But like I said, it's just as needed. And what I do, all I have to do is the robot lives in the pool all the time for the most part, and I just have to turn them on from time to time. And then it just runs a cycle. Then every once in a while, you got to clean out the vacuum. David Oman, yeah, that's right. Sorry, I'm horrible with names. I'm glad I got somebody of you to remember these things. I was thinking the name, because I got the T-shirt. And it's even got his name on it. Are you able to collect a lot of pecan nuts during nut season? Honestly, the squirrels got most of those, but um, you know, I may try doing it at some point. We'll see. I've been told that there's like some stuff I have to do for the tree if I really want to get a good harvest. But right now, like I said, I love having the squirrels here. So if that's what it takes to keep them here, then you know what, they're welcome to have the pecans. My mom is following this live stream. Hello, Carolyn. Yeah, I don't know if she's watching right now, but uh, she always calls when she calls on Sunday afternoon. She always asks, "Hey, is your live stream up yet?" And so if she doesn't see it, she's not watching now. She'll probably see it later. So Gettysburg is haunted. Yeah, I guess I've heard that too. Used to live in an area where Seattle, where the trees are lined with chestnut trees. In September and October, the squirrels were out in force. Yeah, I like having the squirrels here. They're cute. So You want a ghost to come and visit you, knock on a tombstone 3 times, say wakey, wakey, wakey. I was just thinking of doing the Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice thing. Nothing yet. Chris just watched the French Open. There you go. I haven't seen any raccoons in the area. The only one I've seen are the whatever. I don't know if those are gray squirrels or what the exact species is, but there's like there's like 4 or 5 of them that live in the area. When the cats are hungry, do they meow? Come on, you've seen my cats. Do they look like they've ever been hungry? Your dad told you the how to bring ghosts home, huh? How much do the cats eat per day? Um, I give them 1 cup of food a day, and they share that. And they're still that fat. It's amazing, huh? David Oman seems kind of wild. Does he come from money? I don't know. I mean, that's a pretty nice house he's got. And my understanding is they built that themselves. He and his father, as I remember, if I remember the story correctly. You seen a rat the size of a small dog? And no, it wasn't a possum. I've seen a possum the size of a medium-sized dog. Do you have any pictures of the cats when they were babies? Actually, I do. Let me see if I can find some. Let's see what we got here. I guess I don't have them on here. I'll have to try and find some for you. I know how I have some, but I don't have quick access to them. They don't meow. They pick up the bowl and throw it at them. Yeah, that's probably true. They have big, sharp, pointy teeth, huh? Sounds like a Monty Python line. Thank you, Nat. I'm glad you like the yard. You guys want to go out and see the tomatoes? I want to show you this. Hang on a second. We're going to go mobile here. Uh, uh, let's see here. Here we go. Ooh, it's hot out here. Hot, hot, hot. Gosh, I gotta mow the lawn again. A big swarm of bugs here. Yeah, check out these tomatoes. Come on ahead. In fact, there's some tomatoes growing right there. I don't know if you can see over the place here. There's one there. Tomatoes are doing good. You know, it's funny. This one little one here, it's still alive, but it's just not doing much. But the rest of them are definitely going to town. And then, of course, the jalapenos, they're not quite doing as well, you know, but they're still sort of alive, but they're not having the growth that the potatoes are. Tomatoes are going to town, though. We're going to have a lot of tomatoes, so that'll be good. I can buy jalapenos. Let's see, I can, once you can see that, a lot of glare on the screen, so I can't see very well what you're seeing, but you know, this one here is, you know, probably about 5 feet tall. Because I mean, this is me standing next to it. So tomatoes are doing fantastic. We'll have a bunch of those. It looks like it won't be long either. But that's my tomato bushes. Hope you can see them. I see a bunch of tomatoes on them though. So I don't know, except that I got a lot of dust on the screen. Guess we can kind of show you this. This is all still doing really well out here. In fact, you remember that funny little plant that there was the one thing that was in this area that I kept? Yeah, see, that thing's doing good. Flowering, got a pretty little flower on it. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Everything seems to be happy out here. Anyway, except for me, it's too hot out here, so I'm going to go in because I'm a wimp. Oh, much better. All right, that was our field trip for today. Hope you enjoyed that. Let's plug back in here. Gotta be careful. Last time I did this, I turned the computer off. We ended up interrupting the live stream here. That was no fun. All right, what did I do with my glasses? Did I lose my glasses? Yes, I'd lose my head if it wasn't screwed on. Okay, well, let's see. Hang on, I gotta go find my glasses. I don't think I took them with me here. Couldn't have gone too far. Or could they? Oh, I see it. What a jerk. All right, here we are. We're back. Let's see. What did I miss? Kind of scrolling back here. Okay. Was Nibble always skittish? Yeah. She never really was that affectionate. I don't know. Bite became really friendly really quickly, but for a single guy, I keep my house pretty clean. Well, that's one opinion. Yeah, I'm the same way. Nada. I love tomatoes. I can eat tomatoes like an apple, so I will have no problem getting rid of tomatoes. Well, we'll be careful. Don't get a purple thumb like you did. Yeah, we'll try and avoid that. How hot is it? Let me go look at the temperature here. Hang on. 94. Yeah, that's hot. Yeah, and that might be what it is. Maybe I'm overwatering the jalapenos. I don't know. No, I've never tried fried green tomatoes or green tomatoes at all, but um, I will. I am. Those are going to be all red tomatoes. So uh, I love red tomatoes, and there's going to be big tomatoes and little tomatoes, and you were told tomatoes are a fruit. You are correct. Tomatoes are a fruit. Very, very tasty fruit. Yeah, it's 94 right now. Tornadoes are tomatoes are poisonous to dogs. I'm sure tornadoes are poisonous to dogs too. Okay, thanks for stopping in, Angela. It was good to see you. Yeah, I know. The tomato bushes are going crazy, aren't they? Yeah, AC is definitely on. Right now, humidity here is 54. That isn't that much. But it was like in the 70s a couple days ago. Paint looks great. You really like the blue trim. Yeah, I like those two blue colors together. I had those same colors in the house in California, and I really liked it there. So I was really happy when I could find the colors because I actually went over to Home Depot to try and find both the colors because I didn't think at the time I had either of them, could reproduce either of them. But I was able to find a paint chip for the blue, for the light blue, and actually I had one of the tops of the can of the paint for the dark blue, and that had the formula on it, so they could reproduce it, and they nailed it. Like I said, I love those two colors together. Tornadoes are poisons to all of us. Yeah. What room am I going to paint next? Definitely the kitchen. The kitchen's next, and I know what color it's going to be too. It's going to be yellow on the walls and white on the ceiling. I'm going to try and reproduce the color I had in California. Now I don't have that particular color, but it was just kind of a nice, warm, moderate yellow color, and I really like that. I want to try and find that again. Texas is not one of those states that you could easily live with no AC. Ain't that the truth? I don't know how people did it before there was AC, because, it's miserable here if you don't have air conditioning. Even in the apartment had air conditioning, but it wasn't a very efficient air conditioning. It could barely keep up. And if you didn't keep the air conditioning on all the time, it would take it a day or two for it to get the house cooled down. I know because when I moved out, and moved here, I turned off the air conditioning so I wouldn't have to pay for the cost of it. And the day I went back, which was my last day there, I kind of went back and wanted to kind of clean everything up. And it had been off for a few days. It was so hot in that place. And I ended up turning on the air conditioning, but I couldn't get it to cool down enough while I was there. I ended up sweating like a pig because it was a hot day like this. I can also just take off the bag off the lawnmower and have the yard waste pumped into the yard. I do that sometimes, but there's way too much yard waste generated to do that every time. I'll have a 6 foot deep pile of yard waste in the yard. Moisture won't be able to get out, but neither will the grass. Yeah, the AC in this place works really well because even if it's warm in here, I can turn on the air conditioning and it's really nice. It's very comfortable in here right now. We don't really have a huge homeless problem here in Texas. You don't see it. It isn't like California where they're camping on the streets and stuff like that. Every once in a while, you'll see somebody begging for change at an intersection, but that's usually it. No, I have an unlimited electricity plan. It's a little on the pricey side, but when I'm running the AC all the time during the summer, it's necessary. And I think I'm ultimately saving money over what I would have in California. I never used the air conditioning in California because it was too expensive. You'd turn it on one day and the electric bill would go up $50. So I mean, I never even used it. In fact, for probably the last 15 years I lived in that house, the air conditioning didn't even work. That was one of the things I had to do when I before I moved. I had to figure out what the problem was and fix that. Yeah, Elvis, you're right. That's what it is. You know, in California, they subsidize a lot of that. They pass a lot of laws that just look the other way. When people camp out in the streets, and it just it isn't the same here. Yeah, there is a lot. There's a big. In fact, Austin has had to make a big has had to make some changes because of that. Because they basically legalized, you know, camping out. You can basically camp anywhere, and it started happening, and crime started going up, and things just got a little crazy. But yeah, I did hear in the news that that happened. Had to use your air conditioning in Vermont. It was in the 90s. Yeah, that does sound unusual for Vermont. Had any good barbecue? I don't really, I haven't gone out and eaten for a while. So I haven't really done that. Turns out, I found out recently a friend of mine who I used to work with at Disney has moved to Waco. So apparently his daughter has set up a wedding planning company in Crawford. And so he's kind of moved here and he's helping her doing that. And apparently, he was posting on Facebook the other day. He went to Hellberg's barbecue. You may recall a couple of years ago, I went over there too. That's probably the best barbecue I've had in Texas. So that was a good place. I'll have to go back there again. It's not really it's a no frills place in terms of the building. It looks like just a warehouse that they bought and put a restaurant in, but it's excellent food. Yeah, it'll be in the mid 70s tonight. Wow, we get somebody from Helsinki. That's cool. Yeah, barbecue is good. I'm still kind of perfecting my barbecuing skills. I'm not there yet, but I found some good barbecue sauces that I like. Yeah, I got to agree with you, James. I've found some really good restaurants that I like here. Yeah, Finland is a very beautiful area. Atkinson barbecue rub is excellent. I had somebody recommend something else a couple times, and I went out and found some of that. Hang on, I'll get that and show that to you. This is something that one of my viewers recommended. I went out and I'd heard about it enough times. I decided to go try and find it. Found it at HEB, and it's been pretty good. The Villas, huh? The Villas barbecue rub. I guess it's something right here from Texas. I've had it before, and it's been pretty good. As you can see, I've had about half of it. So I've eaten it a few times. I'm not really doing restaurants lately. I think the last one I did was at Fuzzy's Taco Place, and I've been there a couple times. I like that. Is there Dairy Queen in Texas? Yes. Yeah, Dairy Queen is big in Texas. I've seen a couple of them around here. I don't know. Maybe we could do some more restaurant reviews. Got to find some places I haven't been before, though. It's not fun going to the same restaurants over and over again. At least not when you're doing reviews. Maybe Chris and Pitts there, like California. I don't know. I haven't heard that. I haven't heard of that. You too, CNV Young. You have a good week too. Go on a picnic, huh? Oh, with the bugs out right now, can you imagine? You get eaten alive. Yeah, I think I did try that. Try that. The butt burning sauce at Fuzzy's. You know, it's just one of those things that if I saw it on the menu, I'd have to try it just to see what it was. You could do a chili dog from DQ right now, huh? Yeah, I have bug spray that I've used sometimes when I'm outside too. You know, I got the bug zapper out there, and I got that thing I bought a few weeks ago. I don't know how effective that's been so far because the bugs still seem thick out there. I haven't seen a Baskin Robbins. That was big in California. I haven't seen those here. I don't know if they're in Texas. Good barbecue with and baked beans and with garlic toast. Yeah, that sounds good. Jan says Fuzzy's shrimp tacos are good. I'll try that. I like shrimp and I like tacos, so I've seen a couple of good pizza places that I've liked. I did a review of a place called 900 Degrees Pizza in downtown probably 2 years ago, year and a half ago, something like that. It was awesome. Yeah, 31 flavors, Baskin Robbins. Yummy, yummy. Yeah, here we are again talking about food. What is it about this, about our live streams? Texas is like another country, used to be a country. In fact, that's one of the things that's interesting because most cases, if you're flying a state flag and the U.S. flag, the state flag has to be below the U.S. flag. But in Texas, since Texas in some ways is actually considered another country, you can fly them side by side on separate poles at the same height. You have a place called Texas Barbecue, but you're scared to go there because after having real Texas barbecue, you don't want to be disappointed. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess you heard Bite. He was here meowing a moment ago. No one's paying attention to him, I guess. I've seen a few shaved ice places. There's one that's almost right across the street from that Doris Miller VA hospital I was at about a week ago. I guess it was 2 weeks ago now for me. I'm sure that's what it is. Bite always wants more treats. I don't really go to the movies that much. I haven't been to the movies since I've been here in Waco. I just have stuff in my own collection, and a lot of that is, stuff that's at least a few years old. I was watching Mallrats last night. That's kind of a funny movie. Yeah, it's nice to watch movies again now that I got the sound system going again. And I act like it's been such an issue here. It was down for like 2 days. The Invisible Man, the original of his Invisible Man, or the remake. Generally, I'm not really into the remakes. There's very few times where the remake is as good or better than the original. I wish they'd just stop trying. Yeah, it was Doris Miller. Yeah, I didn't realize I knew anything about him, but when I started reading the story, when I first visited the Doris Miller statue along the river, what was that, like a year or so ago? Um, I started thinking, Geez, that sounds an awful lot like that guy from the that I saw the character in Pearl Harbor. And I went and watched Pearl Harbor again, and it was him. So turns out I knew about him. I just didn't know that it was him. If that makes any sense. I've seen the new movie teaser came out a few weeks ago called A Night in Soho. No, no, I like I said, I've pretty much lost all interest in new movies, so I don't, don't really follow that. I don't take a newspaper anymore. Um, I kind of decided when I did the update on the, when I painted here and put everything back together, that I'm probably going to ditch my TV too, or my cable channel. I'm not watching cable TV, so um, why should I pay for it? It's crazy. So I got the cable box over there. Probably one of the things I'll do this week is bring it back to the cable company. Stop paying for that. Governor Abbott said if you enter Texas illegally, you will be arrested. Well, you do anything illegally, you should be arrested. So I'm in favor of that. There's a right way to do things. You don't just crash the borders. Favorite actor is John Wayne. I don't know if I'd be able to point to who my favorite actor is. I kind of like Nick Cage, but I don't know. I never heard of Meghan Markle until the whole till she got married, and now I really can't stand her. So that would be uh, one of those movies that I would avoid just because she's in it. Yeah, well, I know, but it won't go up as much as it is having the cable and the internet. See, I was never really into the remake of True Grit with Jeff Bridges. I think the original was way better. Never saw Moonstruck. Not really a Cher fan. Best thing she ever did was with Sunny. Uh, Generally, you're right. Always go with the original, but I can point to a couple of remakes that I actually really like better, I think, than the original. Um, I love the original Dawn of the Dead, but the remake is a lot scarier, I think. They also did kind of a remake of Piranha, which I thought was really great too. That was a fantastic movie. That was a scary movie too. It was a great story. Yeah, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is a great movie. I really like that one. Yeah, I like Greg Abbott too. He's a great governor. I don't know. I'm not a fan of her. You don't marry into royalty like that and then come over to America and trash them. That's just low class. Yeah, there's sort of a '70s vibe in all of Quentin's movies. That's kind of why I like it. I grew up in that era too. Many of my friends with children visited. Looks like a great hide and seek play area. No, no, I haven't had any of my friends come and visit who have kids. Never seen any of the Conjuring movies. No. Yeah, Sean Penn's done some all right stuff. Um, I think my favorite Sean Penn movie still is Fast Times at Ridgemont High. He was an excellent Jeff Spicoli, but he was good in. But I liked him in Carlito's Way too. He played that slimy lawyer. He was pretty good in that. Yeah, in terms of Cruella, I'm not into anything Disney at this point. I don't even know if I'm going to keep watch any new Star Wars movies because Disney's totally ruined that. Same with Marvel. I think they've killed that franchise too. Anyway, I think we've gone past our 2 hour limit. I got a video I got to shoot today, so I think I'm going to pull the plug on this one. One little programming note: I'm going to be working next Sunday, so there will not be a live stream next week, or if there is, it'll be at another time. So next Sunday is Father's Day, and somebody at work is a father and kind of wanted to spend a day with their kids. So I agreed to work their shift. So like I said, I'll be working next Sunday. So no live stream, but we'll pick one up next week, the week after that, or maybe we'll do one on another day. So we'll see. So stay tuned on that. But I think that's all that I have for today. So thanks everyone for stopping in. It's been fun talking to you. See you next time.